Welcome to the 2012 World Cup edition of the Derder Headshot, brought to you by RosaLife.com. The first matchup of our Friday games is Chicago Aftershock versus Moscow Red Legion. Aftershock came out with their traditional highly aggressive play, and the Russians were doing a great job of countering this. Moscow was off to an early lead, but they got a series of major penalties, and this allowed Shock to get back into the game.
Played Russian Legion, Red Legion, Russians. Our lanes were really good off the break, you know. We were hitting a couple guys off the bust. Lost the first 3 points. Came back, we were pushing hard, lanes were good. Just kept beating it in. Came back, it was like 5-4, there was like 30 seconds on the point on the time clock, man. We needed to grind that out. We needed to grind around and get it, just couldn't get it done.
It was a good game. We got up 3-0. In the third point that we won, we got a major, and Malloy did what he does best and just snuck around the field, shot everybody in the back, pulled out that point for us. And when we got that point, you know, I feel like we kind of got overconfident a little bit and kind of let them get back into the game, kind of took our heads out of it thinking we'd already won. And we pulled out a tight one. We got another major and a minor. We had penalties galore, you know, and for once it wasn't me. You know, we just learn from it, figure out what we did, what we didn't do, and just keep those flags out of the air, man. That's the biggest thing about playing the sport.
Down 5-4 with just under 3 minutes left, Aftershock still had a chance to tie up the match. But time runs out, and Aftershock's coach Bruno is a little bit angry.
Are you kidding me? What is that? Up there in the big club? Stop, damn it!
Next up, Tampa Bay Damage versus Seattle Thunder. This match started off close with both teams trading points back and forth. Get some.
Get some. Get some. Get some. Get some.
But once the game was tied at 2, Damage switched gears and started beating Thunder into the ground.
We just got done playing Damage. We came out strong. It was 2-2, and then they started going inside on us. We're still G'ing them off the break, but they just capitalized playing the inside of the field, and we just didn't have an answer for it.
Started off kind of slow. We lost our first point. Me and Justin actually pulled out on not being that first point, so kind of gave it to them. They were playing a pretty tight game, locking it down on us, and we just sort of had to figure out what we're going to do to counter that. Started pushing a little bit more through the middle, chopping them down, and sort of forcing them to play our game.
Damage takes this match 6-2. Seattle Thunder, one of the newer teams to the Pro Division, is not having a good season. They made it to Sunday in the first event, but it's been downhill since then. Up next is Houston Heat versus Chattanooga CEP. This was Heat's first match of the tournament, and CEP was basically target practice for them.
When you come into that game, CEP is actually, they get real penalties, and you know, we knew they were coming down strong. We watched them yesterday. They were playing strong down the snake side, and we had to kill that side off first. And then, you know, we just had to stay controlled, and you know, the more they try to like run into our guns, they just kind of run into penalties, kind of beat themselves. And I mean, like I said, like with them just coming down snake side strong, you know, we just made sure we had enough guns over there. We picked on that side and just got the job done, and ended up working out for us.
In the last point, Sergey makes a great move up the middle to shoot the whole team. Well, almost the whole team. But no worries though, the rest of the team picks up the last kill and CEP gets the skunk.
Hey student athletes, welcome to the FCR section of RosaLife.com. The FCR is the premier competition paintball jersey of the National Collegiate Paintball Association. The FCR is the only jersey designed specifically to meet the stipulations of the NCPA. Like all Rosa brand jerseys, the FCR is made in the USA of 100% moisture-wicking antimicrobial lightweight polyester. Be sure to check out all of our full galleries of semi-custom and fully custom paintball jerseys. Thank you for visiting RosaLife.com.
Next game, Moscow Red Legion versus Omaha Vicious. By this time of the day, the wind really picked up, and it became much harder to shoot people across the field. Just ask Brian Bortle. This game started out as a really tight match, but after a controversial penalty from Shane Colby, it seemed to go downhill for Vicious from there.
Alright, we just got done playing the Russian Legion. It was a grind-out match back and forth. Fortunately, we came out on the bottom side of it, and we had a lot of penalties. Dug a couple games out, we were down on bodies, and at the end it just didn't end up going our way. Too many penalties, and it's hard to come back when you're playing the Russians, 4-on-5, 3-on-5, that kind of stuff. So going back to the house, I'm going to talk some stuff over and come out for the next match.
Although we're not playing to our full potential, I don't think we're playing very well at all yet. We've gotten better throughout our games, and that last game was really good for us, considering that Vicious is, they've given us a hard battle at every event this year. So basically we came out, we won the first point, then they kept it a back and forth battle for a little bit, and we started gaining points on them. I think they got a few penalties, and we just capitalized on it. We let a few points go by trying to run down their last player. There was like 4 of us running at him at once, and just diced us all down, and it happens. But going on to tomorrow, and we have a game against Infamous, so it'll be a test.
In the last point, Vicious makes a last effort to add another point onto the board, but the Russians came right back at them and put the nail on the coffin. Red Legion takes this one 7-3. Next up, San Diego Dynasty versus Upton 187 crew. 187 did a great job getting dominant field position early, but Dynasty stayed patient and slowly picked them out of their bunkers. Mike Mesa hits Nick Roberts' barrel, and like magic, he makes it disappear. Karma's a bitch, so Mesa gets into the snake and bunkers him after the horn blows.
Just finished up playing Dynasty. Tough match, back and forth. Game started out real slow. A couple, 3-4 minute points. Kind of our standard MO, losing making those crucial mistakes, kind of in that middle portion of the game, and turning it around. I think they were up 4-1, started battling back. We ran a couple quick points, got it tied up got it up to 4-3. Had a last ditch effort to kind of run down, and just didn't pull it out right at the end.
It started off really well. We got up to 4-1. We let them come back, man. A couple penalties. New guy Blake and Dalton got some penalties. It was a 4-3 with 53 seconds left, and we had to start with 4. So I told Rusty, our coach, I was like, I want to be in. We held it down, man. I was in the snake corner. A guy ran to like a 50 Dorito on us. I think it took forever to get him out. And then I knew I had to go. I tried to get another point for us. Went down the snake, shot one guy, and 3 seconds left. I remember looking, seeing 3 seconds, and I was just grabbing the flag, and I was like, I'm not going to make it, but I tried, and yeah, we ended up winning the game. We just got to tighten up to win Sunday paintball.
Dynasty pulls away with the 4-3 victory. Looking at Dynasty's record this season, so far they only made it to Sunday twice, and got a disappointing 7th place finish at both Phoenix and MAO. Our next game is Chicago Aftershock versus San Antonio X Factor. Aftershock does a good job shooting Colt Roberts, and they take the first point. But they draw a major penalty and drop 2 consecutive points to X Factor. Ashton Johnson then gets a penalty for X Factor, and Trevor Regan finishes this point, giving Michael Kovar some extra love. Kovar gives them the mean mug, and after this they put a whooping on Shock.
Just got done playing Aftershock on Friday at PSP World Cup. It's a good match. We kind of let them back in the game a couple times and got a couple of stupid penalties and real crucial points. But overall, it's a good match for us. We're shooting them off the break, trapped them. Most of the points that they won, were real close battles, and a lot of the points we won were actually really quick points. So team feels good. We're playing well, paint shooting great, and we're looking forward to tomorrow.
The beginning of a new PSP season is a highly anticipated time. A new year means a fresh start for teams in the PSP Pro Division. It often means new teams coming into the league. One of those teams is Houston Heat, A new team with a very experienced roster and familiar faces.
You know, we knew we had goals to set, we knew we had a bar set. The hype was like through the roof.
Say you just get smashed in a tournament on Sunday, get second place. You just want to go back out there and just beat all those teams again. You know, you want to beat the teams you just lost to. You want to beat the teams that you already beat again.
Up next, Houston Heat versus Edmonton Impact. Impact is Chad George's team from the NPPL series, but that didn't stop him from getting down the snake and going to work. Impact was managing to shoot some players off the break, but players like LJ are fully bunker insured and those don't count.
We just ended up playing Houston Heat in our second game of World Cup here. Once again, we kind of struggled. It's been a while playing X-Ball for us. Haven't played all year. You know, the pace is a lot different. Guys are moving a lot faster. We ended up losing 7-1. We had some success shooting them off the break, but it seemed like they kind of just sat on us a little bit longer than we could. They were a lot more patient than we were. We're thinking we kind of got to run and go and try and win the games really fast, and it's just really not working for us right now. Just got to come back tomorrow and play a lot better. You know, we're just sloppy, moving too fast, and not shooting our guns, not staying alive.
A little bit of a grudge rivalry with them. You know, they're all good friends with us, so we're going to take it to them. And basically, I mean, we just dug them out. They were trying to lock it down. They're crossing some bunkers, and we just dug them out of their bunkers. Played real aggressive, fast. Got a few G's off the break on the snake side. They were killing our snake side. Keying up on Chad George, their teammate. So. I mean, that's about it.
Chad probably figured that playing on another team that his teammates wouldn't shoot him off the break, but Ryan Smith proved him wrong. However, despite this friendly fire, Heat still wins the point and takes this match 7-1. Way to go, Ryan. Run that in and act like nothing ever happened. Next up is LA Infamous versus Sacramento Excessive. In the first point, Infamous gets an early G off the break. And then Aaron Tholey gets bounced going to his bunker, but while he's getting a paint check, he gets a hand job. He makes sure to rub that junk off on the bunker and then on his gun. Excessive goes on to take the first point, but in the next one, Corey Bornstein gets a major penalty for a hit on his elbow. Infamous capitalized off the penalties, even though they couldn't shoot anyone off the break. I wonder why, Chris Sosine.
We just played Excessive. We basically went out there and just played our paintball, shot guys on the break. The wind started really picking up during the match, and it kind of hurt our lanes a little bit. It's hard to shoot those shots when the wind is like going 40 miles an hour in the wrong direction. They got some early penalties, and we capitalized on that. I think honestly the penalties hurt those guys, and then the wind was a big factor. Other than that, though, I mean, I felt in control of the entire match.
You know, we came out hot and scored a quick point. They came back, caught a couple G's off the break, and kind of went downhill from there. We had a guy that asked for a paint check. The ref from the far side didn't come in forever, so he loaded his pod. It was 4-on-1, and they gave us the major. Then we asked for a timeout. The ref calls the timeout. Our guys walk off the field. They start the point anyways. So now we're down 2-1. Then we have to play another point with the major, obviously, because no time ran off the clock. It took them like 20 seconds to hang it. Anyways, I think that gets us down like 4-1 with all the shenanigans. And then you know, we had to play that comeback game. Fight, trying to come back. And we brought it back, 6-4. I ran down the field. I thought I got the guy. I can't stop running because I got this huge brace and a knee that doesn't work real well. So there's no just stopping. So I even dove myself into the ground. They took that as playing on, I guess. maybe I should go tell the refs that I can't stop running to my knee, and that cost us big. So we won that point anyways. I don't know, man. That's it. They scored the last point. They were real cool about it too. I was in the the penalty box. They came up shooting the piss out of it, shooting me in the face and stuff, talking crap. I'm a little upset right now. Those guys are supposed to be my friends. I helped them all year when I wasn't playing pro, and that's how I get treated. So I'm glad I could help them this year. Obsessive losers. You heard it here. God bless.
Rich and Nikki argue about who has the better mustache, and Todd breaks it up. Rich clearly has a better mustache, but Infamous gets the win. The last match on Friday is LA Ironmen versus Upton 187 crew. Losing 7-2 against 187 in Chicago, the Ironmen come into this game looking for some payback. Getting penalties early, 187 dug themselves in a hole from the start.
We just played 187 crew. We started out the game, just bringing out our game plan. They put it on us in Chicago, so we're kind of looking for a little revenge. So we came out, we just did our thing, and we had some close points, but we just stuck to our guns and we just played our game, and we came out victorious.
We just got 7-0'd by the Ironmen. I don't know, we kind of gave it to them from the beginning. We got 2 quick majors. They went up like 4-0. At that point, we just felt like we needed to push down the field, started making long runs, their lanes were on. They had the momentum, they were playing really well. And yeah, we just gave it to them. We screwed the pooch.
Trying to avoid the embarrassing goose egg, 187 breaks out aggressively to the 50s, trying to get a point on the board. They are not successful. I agree with you, Max. The pooch has been screwed. Now here's a skunk. Thanks for watching this episode of the Derder Headshot. Make sure you check out our newest digital download, the Reckoning series, available at Derder.com. Episode number 1 features Houston Heat and their instant rise to the top. The Derder Headshot is sponsored by RazaLife.com. Please show your support and head over to their site. Later, bitches.